Hello, Andrew from C1U Paintball. This video today shot at Army Globe Paintball. It is the second game of the night, so we're gonna play simple 2 sides, both floors. Nobody passes the middle. We actually have the first game of the night on video, on this video already. Now, with this video, the gist of it was I expected a lot of activity. Not a lot of activity happened, even though there was 10 players on each team. Now in this return match, we're going on the other side. It's actually extra players. There's 12 on each team. I expect it to be shooty. Multiple lives here, by the way. Actually, it's 3 lives, and then you're out, so multiple lives. 3 is multiple, so I was correct the first time around. But I don't really know what to expect, because the first game I expected lots of shots, guys getting loose, loosening it up. But people stayed back in that first one. Not very many people on top. Now instead of being on the east side, we're spawning on the west. Normally I go to this spot up here on the map. Second floor, it's my office. I call it my office. It's the office. It's my office. I have a lot of experience on this area, and I know a lot of angles where to find people when they are playing in certain spots. So when I start this game, because of what happened in the previous game, I ain't going up there. I'm going to stay on the ground, anticipating the enemy does the same thing, and just try to judge it and, mix it up, try something new from the ground level.
Yeah, it's true, actually, even the first thing. Oh shit, right down the middle. You want, I can spot him there for you. You can't really shoot straight through there anymore.
So there's already some activity to start the game kind of in the mid area, kind of the north side, the left of where I spawned from. But I've already got good, capable teammates engaging there, so I'm going to swing right here on the south pass. And I've got an experienced player, like a veteran player, close to me here, but I don't think they played at this field too much. So I'm going to explain how the hot corner works a little bit before I go in there and take a peek to see what's going on.
There's a trick here. You see behind the barrels? You go behind the barrels, there's a window to your left, you can peek and you can just check around there, but alright guys, fuck this field up for the airsofters.
So I've now kind of gone back towards the mid area again to check on the mid position at least, so a bit to the north. And I make the joke of the day, joke of the game. There's many jokes during the day. That want to leave the field all nice and paint-filled for the airsofters. You know, they wear their nice designer hoodies, nice team uniforms, and they complain when they get paint on it. So you know what? Let's keep this nice rivalry going with the paintball, with the airsofters, and let's shoot lots of paint and get the walls nice and painty.
What's the situation in garage? Hey Cappy, I'm gonna go in here, see if I can see anything.
So I let one of my teammates know I'm going in the triangles. It's actually the first floor. Triangles is actually the area above me, but this little column here, this building is triangles, because I want to take a look to see if there's anybody in the garage. Like I said, I mentioned, tell the guy I'm going in there just in case he can give me some information before I run there, but he knows that I'm going to recon the area, see what I can see from this better angle. I am a bit towards, I'm not really in the front lines, I'm kind of middle of the map here, but in that first game, the enemy team stayed almost at the first section behind. Let's divide up into 3 areas here on either side. You got this mid area right towards the middle, the boundary as far as you can go. You got this mid area, which to the equivalent I'm in right now, but then you've got this back line, they call it the spawn line. That's where the enemy was last time. And just judging, it's very early in the game, but what I've seen so far, I figure I can go to the edge of this area here. Normally I might be afraid of getting hit, but because there's not a lot of action, I figure they're probably staying back a bit. Well, that's why I've come up here to see what I can see, especially if I can see somebody in the garage. Always a deadly area, always an area you want to keep your enemies out of. Okay, so I do scan the area here from triangles, and as I kind of go left, right, or north, south, depending if you're looking on the map or that, just at the end, so I'm going left, left, left to right, I notice on the top, there's 2 enemies in Crow's Nest. Big position for them to have. They can see a lot of the field there. And there's 2 my teammates behind me. I let them know that there's 2 guys up there, and they will jump into action to help counter this.
2 on Crow's Nest! 2 on Crow's Nest! That's the saloon on the right! 2 on top. Sledge.
Okay, I get the attention of somebody, I say Sledge. Why? Because he's got this amazing Sledge patch on him from Rainbow Six. I got a Sledge patch as well, so I appreciate Sledge. It's actually Josh from Sam's crew. Many name. I used to call Sam Laser. Call him a whole bunch of things. Guy behind MWR, by the way. But anyway, this is Josh. I let him know as well. I've seen people in the Crow's Nest. He already knows this, so he's got a beat on that side. He's good to go. Even if a teammate seems to know what they're doing in that, always good to communicate just in case. Just in case they're sitting there looking pretty. Look, I have a lot of, I've always had, as soon as I got my own gear, became full-time, I bought stuff that's considered a little bit fancy, not by any standards now, but you have rentals come in, they see you with all this gear and that, they think you're a pro. No, no, no. You stand there, pretend you know what you're doing. That's why it's good. And I used to pretend a lot. I still don't know that much, but hey. But anyway, I'm talking to Josh here because always good to communicate. Never assume, communicate, survive. Survive. We're not actually going to die. I mentioned we get killed. You live, you get to play till the end of the game. You'll last longer in the game. Nobody actually dies.
You know the right? The stairs that go up along the wall, there's 2 right up there. There you go. I gotta get out of here.
Okay, I mentioned I gotta get out of here. I tried the first floor. I didn't want to go in my office. I figured after the first game it wouldn't be good because there wasn't anybody on top floor last time. On the other team, there wasn't even anybody. It was like 1 guy from my team on top. But seeing what's going on here, the guys in the Crow's Nest, I'm gonna go in my office. It's a good place where I can shoot on the Crow's Nest, and I've already notified at least 3 other teammates, 3 teammates directly, other guys could hear, to try to get those guys from Crow's Nest. So if they're up in the corner there, I'm shooting from kind of the same level, there's guys on the bottom, they can only focus on top or bottom. So multiple shots from me and my teammates are more likely to take this guy out. And by the way, I'm about to get scared here because as I turn in the back window, one of my teammates is peering out, and it's, I guess that's why you have warm-up games. I still got a little bit of jitters. Kind of scares me a bit. I could have not mentioned it and hoped or edited it out to appear more manly, but it is what it is.
Hold up. I'm going up on top. Fuck this, I can get him from my office.
Okay, so I'm in the office now. My office. I'm sure other players play better than me up here, but I play here up here enough that I call it my office. A little bit of a teaching thing here. Some veteran players who probably haven't even played at this field before may know this automatically. Maybe you don't. Maybe you played at the field, you do, you don't. Anyway, I'm going to explain anyway. I want to focus on a target that's to my right. But I want to make sure all the other areas, everything to the left all the way to the right is clear. Especially because I know there's catwalks, there's a lot of windows there. So I start kind of in the back of the room here in the shadows of the office, and I'm going to kind of lean over and I'm going to creep and just come in a little bit and start scanning left carefully, still in the shadows, until finally I see everything's clear and I can focus on the right. Now, I don't advance all the way to the window, but I advance enough. So I just kind of creep in the back, take a look at the left before focusing in on my target. Now, the area these guys are at is right here. Now, it looks obscured by the camera angle, but remember, my left eye can see it because my camera is in the middle of my mask. So I can kind of see it, so I'm keeping a sharp angle on it, and I'm left-handed, so it's easier, it's much more natural. My marker's already on this side, but you see what I've done here. I've just come across, carefully scan, make sure I'm clear, and I got a tight angle on that target, and once more, I got an angle on these guys, and remember, I got at least 3 guys I told personally, if not the other guys I'd heard, that know these guys are up there, so we can start bombarding them if they start poking their heads out. At least, that's the plan. So I spent a little time focused on the crow's nest. Not much is happening right now. I kind of turned because I do have a window at the side of the office right here. And I kind of peek out just to see what's going on. I can't just focus and be like tunnel vision on one area. You can actually see this spot here on the opposite side of the field. That's the spot where I actually spent most of the last game at. So if you watch that video, that's the spot there. So, you know, I'm concentrating on the crow's nest up on top, and I just make sure everything else on top, nothing else is, nobody's creeping in, or I happen to spot a guy who I missed the first time around. Now I've shifted to the left to the triangles position to get a better angle on the enemies at the crow's nest. And actually, as I do, I got my marker up. One of the enemies is gonna retreat back down the stairs. Now it's a bit of a distance, and my shot's kind of curve. And as he kind of goes down that stairwell, I'm hoping maybe to land a shot between the slats, get lucky. I don't, but at least I've driven or I've witnessed a enemy player get out of that position, which, hey, I'd rather have nobody up there, but better 1 than 2. And on the ground there, you know, we'll take care of them there if we have to.
Behind the barrels on the right! Barrels on the right! Pushing hard!
Timing. So, let's talk about timing. I was focused in on the area where that guy retreated down the stairs from Crow's Nest. And just as I placed my marker down, a different player runs right across my line of sight going towards the south barrels. So I held my marker up for a second or two. Now, I not only could have fired some shots at that guy, I probably had a good chance of actually hitting him. But I'm still in triangles. That guy's going to barrels. I know that if I go back in the office to my right, I'm going to have a better angle on that guy who's behind those south barrels. I'm saying south barrels a lot. I'm going to have a better angle if I just move over to my right into the office.
Saloon! He's camping in the corner! Saloon! He's backing down!
Now, I did mention I wanted to go to the office to get the guy behind barrels. But that second guy from Crow's Nest, just like his buddy, he's trying to retreat. But unlike his buddy, I'm going to fire shots at him, but this time I'm going to hit him. Now, he's got 3 lives, of course, so he was going to go down the stairs anyway. If I hit him or whatever, he's still in. He's going to respawn in that. But at least by hitting him this one time, maybe he'll think twice and be wary about going to that crow's nest again, because that is a pretty good spot for him. And for me to have nobody up there, it's better for our whole team.
Got him!
And in this shadow, yeah, that's the enemy player. And, you know, is the guy going to lean over into the fog and try to shoot? got an angle on him. He goes to the right, got an angle on him. Tries to lean over the top. It's a foreboding there. Let's see what happens.
By the fog machine on the right!
All right. The enemy player pops up in the middle here. He knows the field well. He actually was a member of the field going back to LaSalle Paintball. Just played with him and against him many times before. Great player, great guy. So he leans over on top here. Many people would expect him on the sides. He goes up the middle. He's using his knowledge of the map and the fact that he's a tall guy to his advantage. But one thing he didn't anticipate is me up here, and I'm going to tag him on the shoulder and knock him out.
You're good, you're good! I'm on fucking fire. Saloon!
Some of the new things they've done with Army Globe here, you can see, look, you got the smoke from the fog. You got a spotlight rotating around, really takes the games up a notch having these features.
I think somebody left something on the stove!
Now as I lean over in connector from triangles to jail, the teammate of mine who's just below me to the left, and he's going to call out an enemy in the mid position, kind of mid-back, mid-spawn is what we would probably better call it. And I'm going to try to take that guy out with this information that my teammate smartly gave me.
Middle left.
So there you saw it. My teammate calls out the enemy. And I want to shoot at him here, but it's really threading the needle. It's a tough shot, so I'm actually going to go back over like a little bit more into triangles and get a better angle on him.
I see him.
All right, a lot of shots rang out after I shot at the guy in the mid, and I end up actually going from triangles back to the office, but you're gonna hear all kinds of shots in front of me. They're shooting at the window in front of me. They know I'm here, so I'm gonna take off back to triangles again.
Yeah.
Okay, DPP. He's a ref at the field normally. He's joining us to play paintball tonight when we have one of the junior refs, an excellent ref, reffing all the games for the night. So DPP's seen hundreds of games. He's the ref here. Doesn't matter if it's airsoft, doesn't matter if it's paintball. He sees what people do. He was a player before he was a ref. So, you know, he happens to be in between lives here, so he's kind of respawning. So even though he got hit, that doesn't mean he's a pushover. As a matter of fact, he's a guy you really have to watch out on the field. At least for right now, I know where he is.
Nice. Nice shot, boy.
So just after I congratulate the guy who knocked out DPP, I see somebody at the Jeep. We just can't let that happen. It's actually the veteran player that I knocked out on the barrels. He knows the map well. There was a time before at Army Globe Paintball, the Jeep wasn't in here. It was more in the middle of the field, mid-south. Here it's a great location. He spots it because he knows the field well. And I'm drawing a lot of attention to him because I don't like him there. I want him to go. Politely, he's a nice guy, but gotta get you out of there, man.
Behind the Jeep! Behind the Jeep! Behind the Jeep!
All right, DPP makes a bold move, and he's in the room right to the east of garage. Remember, he's got a teammate behind Jeep here, so he can back up his teammate. He's got 2 doorways and 2 windows that he can do cover fire. And those windows, by the way, very difficult to see when he's inside there. The doorway, he gets a good angle too. He's difficult to see. So one of the reasons why I want to take that guy out of the Jeep, because DPP now is pretty well giving them a foothold in that area.
Ducky's in the Jeep area. One behind Jeep, one in the room right behind it. Shit, he's going through. Hit! One out! One gone! I'm back!
I actually took my eye off the garage briefly because I spotted an enemy at the front stairs on the first floor. But as I turn and try to take that guy out, DPP in the shadows hits me in the shoulder. Shoulder shots. They don't really hurt too much. That's all right. Now I'm already looking at the next spot I want to go to. DPP is entrenched there right now. He knows I'm in triangles, which, like I've explained, it's got some good points and some bad points. I got an experienced player who knows the map well, knows I'm up here. I got to move because it's not a good place to be. So I'm already looking where I want to go because I've dropped to one knee to sit a couple of seconds because I just got hit after all. And anyway, I'm looking where I want to go next to kind of reboot it.
He's fucking shot, my friend.
Okay, from this angle, a little shadow, DPP's in there. He just got me before. I can't really hit him from here. I just see a shadow, but I'm put some shots in there just to let him know that I know he's there, try not to advance. A little psychological thing. He's a good, smart veteran player. It may not phase him too much, but you know what? Even I can distract him for a second or two. Maybe he'll let his guard down. Maybe it'll make him take an extra second to make a decision. And for those experienced paintballers, how many times has 1 or 2 seconds cost you? So by firing in here, yeah, it's kind of clutching at straws, a little bit of a Hail Mary, but you never know. Now the ref is about to count down. This is the last blurb, so my script's down. The ref's counting down the last few seconds. I'm expecting a flurry. Maybe people run into the main alleys. Even though I'm in the office, I'm not going to look out the office window because in the last few seconds of a game like this, a lot of times people go to a place where they expect others to pop out because there's always usually a flurry of shots at the end. Guys just, oh, game's about over, and they fire away. I'm not going near that window. Instead, I'm going to go right around the back here and along the back catwalk near Gilly. I'm going to try to look down the south pass if I can see anything, any enemies in there. I actually wave at one point because I saw a guy retreating off who'd been hit. But I'm hoping the last few seconds, maybe somebody runs up and I can get a clear shot on him because once again, pretty much suicide if I put my head anywhere near the window in front of the office.
Game over.
Woo! Good game, good game. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. I got a couple of guys, but man, I got tagged hard. Whew. Yeah, that's what I do.
Good game, guys.
Thank you.
Good game, buddy.
I want a paint check on this fucking guy.
Call the ref, call the ref.
Thought you knew my moves. You did know my moves. I poked my head out.
Did I get you what?
Somebody tagged me on the shoulder. I was in the back there. What? I know, the Jeep's usually there. It's a novelty.
I was like, okay, no one saw me. All I hear is, Jeep, Jeep. Fuck.
You know I got a big mouth. I can't help myself. How's your ammo situation go?
All right. That's it. The end of the game, and a good one. More activity than the first game, but still not too open for that type of game type. But a good game. These are warm-up games. The first two games of the night, we ended up playing Capture the Flag and some other more differently oriented games, different style games. But this is great to start off Camp Pass Middle Bowl Floors. Like I said, they're all experienced players, so I would have expected you, St. Andrew, there's going to be 20, then the next game, 24 experienced players on the field. You know, to warm up, I would have thought we would have been just pummeled with paint, and it would have been a kind of a free-for-all, but it was a lot of cat and mouse, not because people are tentative, because the players were pretty damn good, and they were being careful, and they set the bar pretty high on how all the players and the teams would play that night. They didn't cross the line either. It wasn't try hard, it was a lot of fun. That's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. There will be more. How many more? I don't know. Hey, you run out of clips one time, I can start doing, Lego figures and having them go around. Because in my imagination, I would make myself a much better player than I actually am in real life. Thanks for watching. Remember, at the end of the day, wait for it, it's only a game.
Game over.